The Job Guarantee: Design, Jobs, and Implementation by Pavlina Tcherneva. Appendix 3, Frequently Asked Questions, number 37. Have there been programs we can learn from? Yes, there have been countless direct employment programs around the world, small and large, that we can use as examples. Often, these have been targeted or time-limited programs. For example, Argentina's jobs program was implemented during the serious economic crisis in the early 2000s. It was phased out as the economy recovered. Similarly, the United States created the New Deal jobs programs during the Great Depression to deal with its employment crisis and, like Argentina, shut down those programs when economic conditions improved. On the other hand, over the past decade, India has been running a permanent job guarantee program. Smaller programs such as youth employment guarantees and programs for the homeless and ex-convicts also point to overwhelmingly positive results. The following is a brief discussion. A. Large-scale employment programs. Plan Jefes y Jefas, Argentina. National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, NREGA, India. New Deal, the United States. B. Youth Employment Guarantees. Youth Incentive Entitlement Pilot Projects, YIEPP, the United States. Future Jobs Fund, the United Kingdom. C. Small Direct Employment Programs, the United States. Localized programs in distressed communities that serve the homeless and ex-convicts. A. Large employment programs in the United States and abroad. Around the world, there have been large-scale direct job creation initiatives that offer useful insights. Plan Jefes y Jefas in Argentina. Argentina created the Plan Jefes y Jefas in the depths of the 2001 economic crisis. It guaranteed 4 hours of daily work paid at the minimum wage to an unemployed male or female head of household. While it was not a universal public service employment program, its significance lies in the fact that it was explicitly modeled after a public service employment proposal developed in the United States by researchers at the University of Missouri, Kansas City, also known as the employer of last resort. The program grew quickly to 2 million workers, 5% of the population, and 13% of the labor force participated. It also shrunk as the economy recovered. Though the program was discontinued as the economy recovered, it exhibited key features of the job guarantee proposal that were discussed above. It showed countercyclical features. The Jefes wage served as a base wage. It produced valuable public goods and services, and it had significant positive impact on the workers and their families, especially on marginalized communities and on women. Administration and institutional capacity were not obstacles to the program's speedy launch and operation. The program was up and running within 6 months after it was signed into law. National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, NREGA, in India. As discussed above, the job guarantee is a permanent, universal program that provides jobs to all, in good times or bad. The program in India comes close to such a program. The NREGA guarantees at least 100 days of wage work to each household per year. The program enshrines the right to paid work into law, a right that has been written into the constitutions of many countries, inspired by the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, though signatory countries have yet to meet that mandate. India's program guarantees work by household only, not per individual, as in this job guarantee proposal. Though the social and economic conditions of India are profoundly different from those in the United States, the significance of NREGA lies in the fact that it has created a rights-based framework for wage employment programs and has charged the government with the legal responsibility for providing employment to those who ask for it. NREGA, just like the job guarantee, not only guarantees employment on demand, but also aims to create specific productive public assets in communities, wells, ponds, roads, parks, etc., and provide needed public services like water conservation, horticulture, flood prevention, drought proofing, and other environmental projects. Apart from NREGA's documented environmental benefits, the program has reduced the pay gap between men and women amongst the poor and helped raise wages at the bottom for private sector workers. The New Deal in the United States. In many ways, the New Deal invented the model of large-scale direct employment programs during the Great Depression. An estimated 13 million workers participated in the Works Progress Administration, WPA, the largest of the jobs programs. As Taylor, 2009, argues, the WPA can be credited not only with providing income to its workers, but also with creating the infrastructure that supported the war effort as well as the post-war boom. Indeed, Taylor argues that the Works Progress Administration brought the United States into the 20th century. In the United States, the New Deal was up and running in 4 months, and, as noted, Plan Jefes y Jefas was up and running in 6 months. These programs were similar in size, relative to the national populations, to the job guarantee program proposed here. And while the job guarantee deviates significantly from these large-scale employment programs, research into each of them has informed this proposal. B. Youth Employment Guarantees. Experience with direct youth employment programs suggests that they bring important benefits to young people. Youth Incentive Entitlement Pilot Projects, YIEPP, in the United States. In the United States, from 1978 to 1980, the YIEPP guaranteed employment to 76,000 youth. In its short life, the program was especially successful in reducing youth unemployment rates, closing the employment to population gap between black and white youth, and improving their ability to transition to private sector employment opportunities. The largest and most drastic employment increases were observed among black youth. Program evaluation documents indicate that, once again, delivering the job guarantee was not stunted by administrative challenges. Indeed, despite some startup difficulties, the program boasted significant managerial success. Future Jobs Fund in the United Kingdom. A more recent youth employment program launched in 2009 in the United Kingdom, the Future Jobs Fund, demonstrated similar results. The program was exceptionally short-lived and was reformed into a workfare program in 2010 from an open-ended job guarantee for youth suffering from long-term unemployment to a punitive program that required them to work for their existing unemployment benefits. Before it was reformed, 43% of participants managed to transition to permanent employment within a year. The program enhanced young people's specialized and transferable skills, increased their employability, and enhanced public service work. The program was well targeted. 85% of jobs created were taken up by 18 to 24-year-olds in long-term unemployment, the most disadvantaged group in the labor market in the United Kingdom. Program participants also spent less time on welfare compared to a comparison group. The National Institute of Economic and Social Research called it one of the most successful programs in recent history. C. Small direct job creation programs in the United States. In the United States, the city of Albuquerque runs a program that gives jobs to the homeless. City vans pick them up from panhandling locations, drive them to day jobs, and take them back to a nonprofit hospitality center that connects them with housing, employment, and mental health services. In less than a year since the program's start, it has created 932 jobs, weeding and cleaning 196 city blocks and removing nearly 70,000 pounds of litter. Within just a few months, more than 100 people have been connected to permanent employment. The mayor of Albuquerque reports that 37 other cities have inquired about the program. Portland, Oregon has a similar program for homeless youth. Programs for youth also operate abroad. For example, the City of London has a small-scale program that gives the homeless jobs as city tour guides. Programs that place ex-convicts into jobs stem reoffending and recidivism rates. The Jacksonville-based Ready for Work initiative provides jobs, training, family counseling, and mental health and wellness services. Ready for Work reports a 29% recidivism rate, compared to a national average of 50%, and a youth recidivism rate of 67.7%. A Kansas City nonprofit operation gives jobs to at-risk youth, the unemployed, and other residents of one of the poorest neighborhoods in the city, working in farm lots, cottage businesses, a maker's space, co-working spaces, greenhouses, solar arrays, a tool library, aquaponics operations, community gardens, classes, after-school activities, and other programs. The program has brought about a significant community revival and rehabilitation and a 20% reduction in the crime rate. These are just a few projects of the very many that exist in the United States that focus on providing jobs to the unemployed. They are examples of what the job guarantee in the United States might look like.